And it is so nice to see you all, folks. I've missed you. What a week it's been. Welcome to the Footy with Broden Kelly, the live stream. It's actually the Footy with Marns. And there she is. Marns, welcome.
Thank you.
Who was here last week? Have I lost the... You were here? You were here?
Yeah, we were all here.
The week before you weren't here.
Yeah, the week before.
And
last week feels like so long. I can't even remember what we talked about.
And then there was
we
a
probably
week
talked about round 8.
I was asleep because I had surgery.
I remember that.
Yeah.
This is a weird shot, but I don't mind it. Just the one
What's
of
weird about
Marnie. I'm in both of them. Have a chat, Marnie.
Vibes.
Oh, it is a bit weird, actually. I didn't mean to do that. I'll fix it.
Tom's going to change. They're going to do something revolutionary here, folks. He's going to change the frame. And your frame.
I need Marnie to talk for it too.
Oh, okay. Ask me a question that I could answer, please.
Marnie.
Yeah.
How does it feel being in camera? I'm going to.
Just ask it, and then I'll do an extended answer of the question. Can I have the question?
How are you?
Oh, that's a... overall, I think I'm actually quite good today. But oh my God, Zita's in a big freeze beanie.
We're not watching Fox Footy.
We are definitely not watching Fox. Where is he?
Can I? Great.
Oh, because you don't normally have a solo. That's what's going on here.
Can I talk about your frame now?
Well, you don't normally have a solo. That's what the problem is.
Someone said...
Do I have a solo?
Yeah, that's the problem.
What's my solo?
Well, it's just you. Talk.
Hello, I'm Broden Kelly. I don't like to muck around.
So
yeah, you should go wider. Go wider on me.
Right, okay. Keep talking. It won't be hard for you.
We are changing all the frames.
Wait, is it Big Freeze Week already?
No, it's coming up in a few weeks. They do a big roll in. King's birthday.
Right.
People in the comments asking Marnie for you to ring Zita now.
But
really?
Please
right
don't
now?
Until I fix this frame. Broden, please keep talking.
He's live on TV, isn't
Broden
he?
is talking. Broden is talking. We'll find out once and for all if Fox Footy is doing a live thing. They're doing it from that awful art gallery called Luno. What's it called? Lido, Luno, Lano, where they did the Vincent van Gogh exhibition where there was paintings everywhere, and you're like, this is artless.
It's the NGV, I think.
No, it's not. It's down near the Docklands. It's down near like the DFO. Ludo.
Check.
It's one of those.
Okay, that'll do.
Folks, now I need you finally to fix your frame, Tom.
I did.
Because there was a lot of negative space, we heard.
Yeah, a lot of negative space.
I don't care about all your negativity in the chat.
No,
I've had enough.
No, I want to talk about negativity. Loom sucks.
Do you want me to call Zita?
Loom sucks. Marnie's, this is all over the shop.
You can just do it.
Hey, this is just the warm-up show, guys.
Folks, I'm calling David Zita. He's on telly right now.
Why is everyone talking about Loom?
Because Broden kept going on.
Because that's at Loom. Fox Footy's recording live from Loom.
This is all over the place.
David.
Put on speaker so we can hear him.
David.
Broden.
Hey, David. Thank you, mate. Sorry, Marnie did hand me the phone. I didn't mean this to be a prank call. It's just Broden Kelly here. How are you?
No, Marnie did warn me about 30 seconds before calling.
So. Oh, great. Now, I don't want to call you into disrepute or anything, but you are talking live on Fox Footy right now.
Yes, well, I'm actually a very good ventriloquist and or a multitasker, and that's why I'm actually taking this call as well.
Oh my God, this is incredible, folks! You're hearing it first. David Zita is talking to Mason Cox from Loom right now, and he's talking to us. This is he's not even holding a phone.
No, I'm actually. This is great. It's very confusing, Loom, because I thought they meant it's at Loon, the croissant shop.
Yes.
Yeah, that would be way better.
It is a thing in Melbourne that we can only have trendy things that sound like loo.
Yeah, I agree with you, Broden.
Now,
is this recording?
Yeah, you're live.
Oh, right. Can I just say, when I spoke to you last, because now this is my second appearance, it's great.
Yes.
I should have mentioned the person who told me about that Reddit thread that I was winning over Marnie on. Max Lawton told me that, and I know you and Max are very, very tight on Twitter, so it was remiss of me not to mention his name. He got very angry and bullied me at the office, so I just wanted to put that out there.
Well, this is the pre-podcast bit when we're just kind of garnering audience, but I'm happy to say on this live bit that I've never met Max, but he is my best friend because we both like wrestling and football.
Yes, that's exactly what he said, Broden.
Yeah.
You two are two peas in a pod, and I think you should get him on. He's a really good chat.
I'd love to have you all on at different points to talk all things footy and pills. Yeah. All right.
What's happening?
We're just going to go live in a second for our podcast, which is going to be great. Congratulations. It was a great cross to Mason. Marns, did you want to say anything?
No.
Marns has nothing to say to you.
Marns, that's not Marns. Say something.
Yes. Say something.
Happy No Tribunal Week. I hope you are well rested.
I'm very well rested. Thank you. And I'll speak to you guys. Is that the end of this little interview?
Yes,
like
that's the end. And this will be, we own this recording. And have a great night. We'll speak to you later.
Hey, go well. All the
Bye.
best.
Marnie, your phone is tiny.
Is it not just normal phone?
Yeah, that's normal iPhone size.
Oh, gee.
Why is it so big? Big hands.
Big hands, powerful man, powerful man. Now,
Sure.
shall we go live?
Sure.
Yeah.
Folks, it's lovely to have you all here. You are my life, my breath. Also, I think it's worth for context. Beck Petratus is in the room. Beck is from the team at Stupid Old, and will be, because Tom is leaving us permanently.
Yep. My parents were really concerned about this today.
Yeah,
when they called them, they're like,
be.
where's Tom going?
I don't think
I'd
anyone
actually
will
go.
miss me for a second. That's not
my
two
true.
cents.
Do you know what he
Oh,
said
are
to
you
me?
joking?
I was trying to plan the people replacing him for the 2 weeks, and he's like, what's going to happen is people are going to, there's just going to be backlash, plenty of how there should be new hosts and not me.
Yeah.
Oh, are you joking? People
said-
love you,
No,
Tom.
when I get back from him with who he's planned for guest hosting, they will be like, can Tom fuck off, please?
No, stop. That's not true.
What's wrong, Brad?
frame. Just feel for a second.
Okay.
Okay, Brad is walking out of frame.
That makes me sad.
No, it's just like natural, right? Like,
I'll miss you.
Thank you, Marns. I appreciate it.
Are you excited to have 2 weeks off though? I feel like you'll come back like so ready to go.
Yeah.
Whenever I'm away from footy for even like a beat, I'm like, oh, I'm hungry.
I'm in Brisbane for Magic Round.
I want to be in Brisbane for Why are you in Brisbane for Magic Round?
Well, actually, it's up in there because I've got a show in Brisbane on the Saturday, so I'm getting in on the Friday. But now it's up in the air because we can't find hotel rooms, apparently.
Oh my God. That's actually quite
crazy.
funny.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Can I take a photo?
Folks, I'm wearing a T-shirt. I am a lesbian. I am a
Oh my
lesbian
God, that's
free-for-all.
great. Oh my God, that arrived so quick.
lesbian free-for-all. Marnie does
Yeah.
a tweet. Guy gets upset. Make a T-shirt. Buy the T-shirt.
Happy days.
Yeah, Beck. So someone tweeted at me being like, when the homophobic slur happened in the men's, they were like, well, it's good to keep it from becoming the lesbian free-for-all that is the AFLW. Keep your myopic civil rights movements out of here. And I just quote tweeted that saying, can someone make this into a T-shirt? And they did.
I watched the episode.
Oh.
I saw it.
I can't believe you just like sat there and nodded at me instead of being like, I know this.
It was good for the context though, and also I didn't have a microphone. And I was like trying to be professional, but also going, this is the sickest T-shirt.
You should get one.
I'm gonna get one.
We should all get them.
They didn't have my size.
What
sadly.
size is that?
This is.
For context for everyone else, because the size that I got was medium and it was pretty tight.
I think this is
Yeah.
an XL
Really?
in unisex.
So I need a 7XL.
And you have tiny arms.
Yeah.
Oh, here we go.
Yeah.
Now it's all the free-for-all. Now it's a different kind of free-for-all.
Yeah. They didn't have a size for me, sadly, but maybe you could just
Write it?
yeah, write it
Do you
on
want me
my
to try
shirt.
I tried lesbian free-for-all on your
That'd
shirt?
be cool, right?
I think that'd
One
be
of a
great.
kind,
Yeah.
All right, shall we crack in?
Ready when you are.
Round 9, feeling fine, folks. It's time for the tipping and news with the Footy with Marns. In it, Marns.
In there.
In it.
In there.
Bounce that. Pip, pip, peel. Just sit here like idiots. Just sit here like idiots.
You're on.
Welcome to the Footy. Lovely to see you, Marns.
Lovely to meet you.
Yes, and Tom.
Hi.
How's your week's beans?
Oh, so busy. Yours, Marns?
Yeah, likewise. A bit up and down. Like I'm just going to say this because I feel like the mood for all women at the moment is pretty low and I want our listeners to feel seen and heard and I'm sharing that lowness with you. I feel like everyone's quite exhausted at the moment, which is why we're also really excited just to talk about footy for a bit.
Nice. Well said. Very nice. It's also Tom's last episode ever.
Okay, bye.
Because
Thank you.
Tom, as you would have heard on the Monday pod, Tom is leaving on tour. He's the tour manager for a podcast, an international, global Goliath of a podcast called The Dollop, hosted by Gareth Reynolds and
I don't know.
another gentleman.
Who I've yet to meet, and I'm sure they're going to be lovely.
I've met them. I went on the podcast.
Yes, you did.
I know Gareth and his good mate.
Yeah. I was thinking, should I go out with a fucking bang? Should I
Yes,
just
you should.
tip the
Stop
worst
swearing.
tips ever and
Oh my
stuff?
God.
Have some, I would say some wild takes.
Yeah.
But,
I usually
Dave
run
Anthony.
anyway, right?
Dave Anthony.
Yeah, of course. Dave and Gareth, my good friends.
Yes. Yes. No. Yeah. We should go for a bang. You are leaving for 2 weeks. I don't know what I'm going to do with myself.
yeah, I don't know. It's going to be so weird without you.
Going to be all-time highs of views on the podcast.
Just got a text message from someone confirming they're going to do the show with me on Sunday.
Great. Who is it?
That is very exciting.
Can't confirm it just yet, but it's looking good.
I'm going to say before we started recording, Tom was saying that the guest will, like, he's expecting all of our fans to be like, we don't need Tom back. The
Yeah,
person that you've got
100%.
to replace is good. And I was like, no. They're going to miss you so much. Now I know who the guest is. I agree.
Yeah, exactly. 100%.
Well, this person who is potentially hosting with me on the weekend, and it might fall through, I'll just say, but they're not someone. The first week, people are like, "Oh, that's cool," and then from then on, they're like, "It's weird now." So we need you back.
we'll see.
Yes, but Marns, how
I was like, it's me.
Tom has low self-esteem, and you do say a lot of things that engage the audience. But that's not a negative. You know, you're our Kane Corn. Remember when you came in on Sunday night and said Harley Reid wasn't fit enough and after 7 games?
Remember when you said Josh Dacos was a bad player?
Wow.
did say that.
I remember.
I stand by that.
No, yeah, enjoy the trip. And tell people what your job will be on the road.
I think making sure that Gareth and Dave get to the theatre on time, make sure they have a good experience in the theatre, make sure there's microphones that can be talked into, maybe run and grab a rider and some dinner.
Oh, that's
make sure
lovely.
they get back to the hotel. Make sure the hotels are booked.
You ever had a rider?
No, I would love
it's
to request some
overrated.
things. Can I have a rider for this podcast?
That,
Can I have a Wednesday rider?
I mean, you
If
could...
you want like a Coke or something, we can get that.
I'm actually
you
quite
know, you have a
thirsty.
Coke, yeah.
Would you want some of this Fanta from Royal Stacks?
No, thank you. What kind of adult man drinks Fanta?
Wow.
Broden Kelly. What kind of
He loves
man
orange.
drinks Fanta?
He loves orange. He's always been an orange boy.
You ever watch Keenan and Kel?
I've never heard those names before.
Keenan and Kel.
I know Keenan and Kel.
Keenan, yeah, see, this is what these kids in their 20s.
I got no idea.
A really exciting week for the footy this week. Round 9 feeling fine. Can you believe we're at round 9?
I actually can't.
Yeah. Technically round 10, I reckon.
Well, no, technically round. Oh, yes, you're right. Yeah.
With round 0.
Well, no,
round
technically it's round 9.
But it's the 10th round, if you know what I mean.
I do know what you mean. Flying by.
Shall we crack into
Who thought, wait, sorry, before we move on, who thought by round 9, kind of 10, that Essendon would be in the top 8?
Not me.
No, no, I didn't think that. Where did you put them on the ladder in your preseason ladder prediction?
I think I had them like 13th.
You had them out?
They can still drop.
I reckon I had him like 16th. I reckon I was particularly brutal.
I just want to say that when we did those ladder predictions, I was like, I had the Bulldogs quite low, and I said I reckon the biggest storyline of the season's going to be Luke Beveridge.
Yeah, and you're bang on.
Going to be having a
And I'm
contract.
still laughing at you yesterday, last week, calling out Broden for getting mad at us for not putting him in the top 4 the D's. And you were saying,
Well.
You are the Sam Draper of our podcast. And that you're calling for...
Yeah.
They could bounce back. I hope they don't sack Bevo. I think he might be able to get through this. I think he knows that his team's not that good.
Well, this is my thing about Bevo. Really selfishly, I love him at that club so much because he's so good to the women's program, and I cannot say that for all the men's coaches.
Preach.
And if you talk to the VFLW girls, he's so respectful and amazing. And that to me is such a good barometer because it's easy for like a men's coach to be like, oh yeah, I get along so well with like Taylor Harris. But if you know who the VFLW girls are, you have actually paid attention.
yeah, totally.
Anyway.
It's a coach of an entire club, isn't it? It's the staff, everyone working in it.
Yeah, and even because Tamara Hewitt's a new AFLW women's coach, and straight away Bevo's like, come sit in all the sessions. So she's been sitting in all the sessions, the men's sessions. Anyway, so
Nice.
selfishly I want him to stay.
Did you also in your preseason ladder predictions say Swans top?
I think I had Swans 2 or 3.
Yeah, well, that's looking good.
Oh yeah, I had GWS up there as well.
Whoa, okay. All right.
We should actually, we were
super
supposed to
smart.
revisit in round 6.
Well, it's round 9.
Yeah, and I've forgotten. We'll revisit when I get back. We'll revisit in round 12.
Okay. I'm happy.
He's just going out for some cigarettes, he says. He says he'll be back in 2 weeks. We'll
He's
see
just
what
going
happens.
out for some milk and then daddy's not coming home.
Yeah,
I saw a comment, someone saying, this is the second time my daddy's left me.
it's true.
So good job, Tom.
Yeah.
But Dave and Gareth will be much richer for hit that news sting. And then this one's even longer, but we're just supposed to sit here in silence. Well, the news with Marnie. You're our Peter Hitchener and Sam Draper.
Well, I actually thought that was a good place to start because I think the Sam Draper stuff is really interesting. The fact that he's been put on a media ban.
Really?
Yes.
That's overkill.
Okay, well, yeah.
No way. It's not overkill at all.
Let's discuss. So basically, context-wise, Sam Draper on his podcast, 200 Plus. Also Nick Larkey was at the movies last night. And you know when you see someone,
What?
like I know that he's tall, but when you see him in real life, I'm like, oh, he's tall.
Hang on, you saw Nick Larkey at the movies?
Because he does a podcast with Sam. That's the connection in my brain where my brain just leapt.
What? Okay. What movie did you see?
I saw the pre-screening for Planet of the Apes, whatever.
How was it?
The newest one. It was fine. It's
Yeah.
not my cup of tea.
Yeah, either
what
are they for me, but there's been like 18 of them, so I'm like, they must be good.
I didn't really. I just like, yeah. And I was
Yeah.
kind of like, oh, this feels like a tiny piece, like a puzzle piece in like a much bigger series. And I've only seen this one.
Were there any monkeys ripping faces off or anything?
It was pretty intense. It was
Yeah.
very
Yeah.
stressful. I didn't realize I was going to such a stressful film.
Did Nick Larkey seem to like it?
Don't know. The North Boys were sitting quite away.
Did you ask Davies Uniacke if he's going to re-sign? Or I just need an answer to one of these.
Okay.
Did any of the monkeys like rip any faces off? Because chimpanzees do that.
Yeah, but they took the virus that made them more intelligent, and I guess they don't rip faces off now. They're more because they've got like laser things that they kill them with.
Where does the movie sit in the history of Planet of the Apes?
I don't know. This is the first one.
I think it's in the future, Broden,
But hang on.
of the other films, which
Because
is in
the original Planet of the Apes,
Yeah,
they think they travel to another planet.
yeah,
They traveled through time.
yeah.
To a place where apes have taken
Yeah.
over. So are we working towards that movie still?
So I've been told that, Kaiser or Caesar.
Yeah, Caesar's the head ape.
Caesar was dead.
Yes, it's like the end of Caesar's realm.
But where is the
And when they were fighting, they were like, for Caesar.
Yeah.
Big character.
But where does the original movie sit in the context of,
I don't know.
We
This is
don't know.
I didn't do any research.
and where does North Melbourne come into this?
They were there.
They were just
And more
there.
importantly, where does Sam Draper come into it?
Sam Draper does a podcast with
Sam
Larky.
Draper does a podcast with Nick Larkey, and my brain just jumped to, I saw Nick Larkey last night, and he's really tall, and I was reminded of that because their podcast is called 200 Plus.
Yeah, 'cause
Didn't
they're
realize
tall.
I was going to have to explain that out.
Yeah,
but,
it's like when I met Ben
guess
Brown.
so.
Like, just wow.
Yeah.
You are so tall, man.
I actually sat next to Ben Brown in a movie once, and it
What
was really
movie?
Taylor Harris's documentary.
What's that called?
Oh, I don't actually remember what it's called. Sorry.
The Taylor's version.
It's got to do something. It's probably something to do with a kick, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
But yeah, it was just like his knees were like, there was no room. And I was just like kicking my legs about with all the room in the world.
I went to an opening of a musical called Once, and Ben Brown was there. And
cool.
Hester was there as well.
We love Hester. We love the Browns.
And we were all like, wow, what an adaptation. What other movies have you seen with footballers?
That's it.
Okay, so Draper.
Yes. So the 200 Plus podcast, they have a segment where they like kind of make fun of journos, which I think's so funny. Like I am such a fan of like players making fun of
Yeah.
journos or whatever. But in that segment, Sam Draper, he kind of said that he's got some like things to say about Bevo, and it was that he expects a lot of the players won't be there next year if Bevo is still there. And then Brad Scott, in a presser was just like, it was super disrespectful and came down really, really hard on Draper for it. And now Draper has been put on a media ban.
Yeah, fair enough. He can't go on the 200 podcast. Should I try and get him on this week?
Yeah. Let's get him on here.
Do you reckon that would be effective? Do you reckon
I don't think Essendon will...
we could, as some people have suggested to me, we could call it the Planet of the Drapes.
That's great. Did you come up with that right now?
No. It's
someone
people in the chat.
Oh, sorry.
And I'm happy to steal. Was it called Kick Like Taylor?
It could have. It
Yeah,
could have been called that.
Yeah, well, great.
But I really liked Matthew Stokes. He did like a column for us on this, and he just talked about like why personalities in the AFL should be celebrated and not gagged. And he kind of just went through like some of the like hidden rules that revolve around players, and I just found this kind of interesting.
Hidden rules,
where it's like, don't speak your mind unless you're on a winning team. So if you're a player from a battling team, zip it up.
There's like an unwritten rule, like a right.
Don't express how you felt you were treated when you were traded.
What do you? Oh,
Right, because like we're only getting a few of these, like the Ginnivan thing this year, where it's just like players. It's kind of an unwritten rule. You just don't talk about that.
Yeah.
Don't make an observation about the opposition or the team you were about to play against. I feel like that
makes sense.
it does, but also we've seen a lot of examples of that. No duck, no dinner, or whatever it was.
Yeah, poor Eddie Langdon. I do want to go back to one you just said about how you felt when you were traded. I've loved Taylor Adams's.
Yes.
And Ginnivan's.
Yes.
Because they both seemed disgruntled about the way they left.
Yes.
And more so, both said something to the effect of McRae never spoke to them again. Like there was no like, hey, we're happy for you to go, or we're sad to see you. It was just no chat to them again. So I think that's fair to say.
I think it's very fair.
You can't make things up, or you can't. But that's pretty much just saying facts and how the facts made you feel, which I think is fair.
Especially when like we put microphones in these players' faces every single week, and then we expect them to say nothing. And then as soon as they say anything even remotely interesting, it becomes a headline for 2 weeks.
If you'd walked out of,
I know that I'm part of that problem.
If you'd walked out of Planet of the Apes and someone put a microphone in your face, what would you have said? Even like you've been brought to a pre-screening, you've been invited to an event as a member of the press with a following. What would you say?
Well, kind of what I'm saying now, because it's on the record. I found it very stressful. I didn't realize I was walking into such a
vicious
Monkey Wars
action film, and that I enjoyed it, but it wasn't my type of film.
Yeah, you would say that?
Yeah, and because I can see, because even just like, because Zita's going tonight with his brothers, so sweet. Because he asked me what I thought, and I was like, I don't want to ruin it for you. I just don't think it was like my cup of tea. And he's like, well, that's great that actually like tempers my expectations. Yeah, and it's like, well, maybe I like it actually.
Because I would have gone, me love the monkeys.
Oh, cool.
And like giving them a real soundbite, but you know.
Also free popcorn, so.
Yeah.
Was it a village? Was it a village?
Hoyts.
Oh, that's even better. Great.
The other ones are, don't make an observation about the, we already went that. Don't crack gags unless you were getting a kick.
So pretty much the top line is, unless you're really good, be quiet.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah, I hate
and even that, it's just like, within reason. Yeah. Don't say anything interesting.
I know Draper crossed the line and it should have been cut, and like he shouldn't have said that. But I feel like, it's just an overreaction, because we want players to have a laugh and show personality and do podcasts and stuff, I think. So I feel like he should learn his lesson and should still be allowed to do media, I think. Yeah,
he's a good character.
Yeah, like it would be a shame to not have that.
And it also is interesting, because I do feel like we're seeing so many more like player podcasts. They're obviously like hungry to get their actual personalities out there, like the Mackay brothers.
The Mackay brothers, yes. What are some other good moments when in recent times where a player's been really, really open and it's been good? Because I'm just trying to, the only time I ever hear about it is when you hear back and it's the media going, ho, ho, ho.
Brandon Maynard.
What do you say?
I really liked him on the Dylan Friends podcast, where he talked a lot about his like mental health. But I'm just going to take a beat so I don't get any facts incorrect about this.
Yeah, fair enough. I know in the NBA that everyone does it all the time, particularly Pat Beverley will say whatever he wants.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's been really open about his OCD. I mean, I know we're not talking about like footy stuff. That's a very personal thing, but...
No, Melbourne tend to do it a lot, I think. Stephen May also said that he said we're better than Collingwood after we weren't even in a grand final.
Yeah, totally. See,
I don't mind that.
Yeah, exactly. And I think that's my point. It's like, I love that, even though it was the wrong thing to say. And Draper, I love that he had colour and tried to make a joke, even though he didn't understand that he overstepped the line. So I would hate for him to now for the rest of his career feel like he can't make a joke.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Too.
Like, even though he needs to, obviously needs to learn that he made a mistake. But
Tom Mitchell apparently about his departure from Hawthorn.
Oh yeah, I think Mitchell's been quite good.
Yeah, I usually like listening to Dangerfield. I feel like he's always interesting and open.
What I'm about as well though is I'm all for like Sam Draper also like building out a brand and empowering players empowering themselves by having their own platform in podcasts.
I love it.
And Tom Mitchell does it as well, I think,
Yeah.
with his. However, that can't be in breach of whatever your club, like if you're being paid at the top dollar, like you can't be doing things that are going to affect anyone else. Or
This is spicy though. I don't know whether you caught this. So I love the parody Tom Brown account. And then so it tweeted today, "Hi, it has been a great few months running this account and has provided myself with plenty of good laughs. However, as a current member of an AFL list, I am breaching the AFLPA social media policy by running this account. I'll be retiring from being fake Tom Brown."
Lies.
I want to know what player it was. Lies?
Lies.
I reckon lies.
Aw.
I've got caught out twice in group chats by that
this
account.
one guy.
Yeah.
I haven't, but I've caught a lot of other people out. Like,
He-
especially like cross like a lot of my media friends who are mostly in other sports will
Yeah,
send me
right.
screenshots being like, "Oh my god," and I was like, "No, that's a parody."
I got caught out for, remember when one of the players pushed the ground invader in the Adelaide game?
Oh, yeah.
I got caught out because that account posted that player's getting a $10,000 fine. And I was like, oh, wow, I thought they would get fined a lot bigger than I thought. Shared it around and it was
That's
wrong.
embarrassing.
Great. That's the unwritten rules kind of make intuitive sense, but also like it just hopefully there's more and more banter and yarns.
Yes, we want banter and we want yarns. I'm doing the Luke Bevo press conference tomorrow morning.
It's really hot.
Any questions? Let me know.
Yeah, if I had a question for Bevo,
Yeah.
it's going to be about hair.
The moustache?
He's got beautiful hair.
Oh, right, yeah.
Like, what products does he use?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you want me to ask?
No. I feel.
From you?
Would you get in trouble?
Yes, I would get in trouble.
Ask if he's seen Planet of the Apes.
Yeah, that's a great one.
You've been to the movies lately? Have you had time with all this stuff? What I would actually ask is
Yeah.
something around his trying to bait out of him, not bait, but to coax out of him discussion of the list, because the internal thoughts on Dogs is that they know the list is bad and they're trying to just work through a period where and does he know that? I don't know how you coax that question out of him.
I think that there will be questions about lists
Yeah.
being asked, because that is the main narrative I think that people are talking about. I don't know whether you saw, but for us, Peter Ryan did a piece where he asked for list managers of other clubs to like go through the Bulldogs list for us, and obviously it was all anonymous because you can't have that. But yeah, a lot of them
Was one of the people Sam Draper?
yeah. And then Sam Draper said, but a lot of people were just like, "Oh, Matthew Stokes is now on the Fox Footy." That's who we were just talking about. Anyway, oh my God.
I'm fascinated by these results. I'm waiting
so
with...
the list managers of other clubs
said,
went
what
through.
about the Dogs? Because I think it's a great list. So I'm the odd one
you?
out.
When
Because
this
they
goes
were
up
like-
tomorrow, cut this little bit and just make it nice and sharp. If
Yeah,
possible.
could you just cut out me getting distracted by the TV, please?
Sure.
Okay. They're not a top 4 team. How rival recruiters really rate the Bulldogs list. The notion that the Western Bulldogs have a top 4 list is off the mark, according to 4 of the 5 club list managers. The Age asked to anonymously assess the Bulldogs list following their upset loss to Hawthorns. So a lot of the comments kind of like, it still feels a bit too early in the season. Oh no, sorry, that was Kylie Watson-Wheeler who said it was too early in the season to panic or make any rash decisions. Okay. The list, they described it as confusing. The defense was wobbly. They dropped balls away. In the top, and one list manager said he was impressed. And they're in the top bracket because of the number of A graders. So that's talking about like Bontempelli, Norton, Jamari Ugle-Hagan,
And then a big
Bailey Smith,
drop-off.
Sam Darcy, and then a huge drop off.
From all accounts, like when you think of the bottom 6 in a team, you're like, well, that's young players, or the bottom 6 of play. There's talk that the bottom 6 aren't the youngest. The bottom 6 are like experienced players who are just bad. Is the discussion on?
But then we had this discussion a few weeks ago, Brandon. Remember we were talking about like the problem with taking best available, So I think they do have an amazing list, but maybe they have too many tools. Maybe they have too many A-grade midfielders, not enough defenders. So yeah, I think that the talent is there 100%. It might just be the wrong mix.
But I just feel like it all comes down to Bont. Like I know you talked about
That's
this
the
with
problem.
Will Anderson a lot, but it really just feels like it all just rides on Bont's shoulders.
You could ask him tomorrow. You could go, the internal review led by Peter Jackson at the start of this year, what were the benefits of that at this point, do you think?
Okay.
And then he'll be like, did Broden tell you to say that? Because they just did an internal review.
Yeah. Well, most clubs do internal reviews.
Well, this is
and
like
things
this was like a coach sacking kind of vibe thing. But not that they never said that, but like,
yeah,
I could be wrong.
it's interesting.
What else was in the news?
We could talk about the Hall of Fame stuff because I do think it is interesting
Which
that
Hall of Fame?
well, the AFL blocked Wayne Carey from being updated to legend status, and I was having this conversation with two people that I trust a lot in the industry just about how the moment silence kind of the impact that it had and the discourse around it. And it is kind of frustrating that it went for 20 seconds. Like we timed it. Well, my friend timed it and it went for like 20 seconds. And it's like couldn't do more than that is kind of insulting. But I was talking to, my trusted people today about how it does feel like a line in the sand, or dare you say a circle in the sand, where it's like, well, now things like, are you going to upgrade Wayne Carey
back it in, or
You're going to lower the to heighten the
live,
know what I mean?
live by the standards you've set, perhaps, or
and like that's a conversation that's currently happening around like Ben Cousins and whether he'll be included into the Football Hall of Fame, because it is like, well, the AFL, whatever you thought of the in arms stance that they took, it was a stand, and they were kind of announcing that like, we are taking this seriously, which means that like it will set a precedent when decisions come. And it mean that like a lot of people can be like, well, no, you said this, you can't do this now. Or like,
love that.
Yeah. And so I do feel like that will have a positive ripple effect.
Let's hope they're not like the tribunal where it's like, we stand for this now. And then, actually it was a clause. But the Wayne Carey thing, was that in the New South Wales AFL Hall of Fame? Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, great. Cool.
Yep.
And then round 9 we go into.
And then, I also think this is kind of interesting. So there's a proposal for a massive redevelopment near Marvel Stadium.
What? Really?
Yeah. So by City of Melbourne councillors, with one calling it a Great Wall in Docklands and another labelling the application one of the most embarrassing he has seen. So Develop Victoria and the AFL applied to the state government for the planning scheme amendment that would allow them to redevelop the western edge of the stadium precinct with 3 buildings, the tallest 129 metres or about 40 stories. AFL are really trying to make Dockland something.
Yeah, you got it because you own it and it's a bad place to go and no one likes it.
Yeah, also that's where I work, so I would like somewhere to get a drink after work.
yeah, totally.
Is there a place to park your car?
Nope.
Do you catch a train to work? Something?
Yep. And if I do drive, there was at my car, like it's one of those really weird things at my building, like the Channel 9 building, where it's like they've got early bird parking where if you arrive before 9 a.m. and you leave after 3 p.m, you can have like $20-something parking. Otherwise it's like $50 for the day.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah, totally. Yeah.
They're trying
hours.
to coax you to go to work.
Ugh.
It's like with Netflix. Netflix at their head office in LA in Hollywood, they have a really fancy chef who does breakfasts.
That's nice.
But they stopped doing the breakfast at 8 a.m. So you have to be at work before 8
Like at 7:30, basically.
to have the fancy breakfast. Do you see? You know what I mean? That's a way to make you go to work early.
Yeah, I should start doing that around here, you know?
You should start
Yeah.
making breakfast.
Can I get
Yeah.
dinner? Is it dinner time?
Yeah, as long as you're here at 3 p.m, you can have dinner.
Okay. But under the proposal, the current AFL house building would be partially demolished and rebuilt even higher, and the current Channel 7 headquarters would be demolished and 2 towers would be built in its place.
Excuse me?
What about Channel 9?
What's being built in this place?
2 towers.
2
I think.
towers.
As in from Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, they're going to build it up like...
Yeah, Isengard and all
Yeah,
that.
okay, thank you. I was like, my brain really just
Did you see
forgot
the
what they were called.
Rohan guy died? Yes.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
Theoden, son of Theodore, I think.
nice.
We cover it all here, the news.
Yeah.
So you're doing.
And then as Peter Ryan, there's a lot of Peter Ryan today, as Peter Ryan tweeted, 4.1 million allocated in state budget to replace Kardinia Park Stadium southern scoreboard.
Broden was stoked by this.
I know. Didn't you have a funny joke about that?
Well, I just said, and I got a lot of messages from Geelong people. I just said I'm going to change my name to Kardinia Park to see if people would start transferring me money for no reason. because this place it's got $85 billion pumped into it.
What do you call it? It's like a fringe voting precinct, or what do you call it?
It's a thing in the center of a city that likes football, where the members of parliament change every week. It's called, what's it called? Pork barreling.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't.
But it's because
that
it's like it's a swing area or whatever, right?
Yeah.
So it can go both ways. So they just
So my name is now Cardinia Park.
yeah. And we love having the footy with Cardinia Park.
And we'll also have money funneled into us, please.
Yes.
Yes, please. We are. Yes. But no, all the best to them. Tyson Stengel.
Great.
I'd be getting the government to make sure you can pump out his contract, Geelong.
You're very impressed with Tyson Stengel lately.
How
I-
good that
So yes,
I was gonna say Annie or Anna.
Annie. Yes, I don't know her name enough to be able to say it, but Eddie Betts' partner is
Yeah, but we
acting.
should put respect on her.
Yes,
name.
absolutely. Is acting as Tyson Stengel's guardian, not manager, but guardian in these contract negotiations.
Okay.
And Anna Scully.
Anna Scully.
Anna Scully. And because as I think as player manager, you need to be represented by a manager or a guardian, a parent.
Yeah,
And so
yeah.
and because they're quite a close connection, the Betts
Really?
family
Yeah.
and Scully family, and then Tyson Stengel. But he's going to be able to offer. He's going to be able to. He's going to get a good deal.
Good deal.
Should we do tipping?
We should.
Tipping.
Tipping.
Wow. It's all happening, guys. Let me know if you can hear me talking over these stats.
Tipping.
Let me see. Let's see the reviews.
Tipping.
I'll mute you next time.
Welcome back. That sting went really well, I hope. Now, round 9. What is this week? You've been talking both about it all week in the chat.
Yeah, it's top 8 round.
So the top 8 are playing football
Yep.
against
The
The
top,
top 8.
right. It's not top 8 against bottom
No,
8
I'm calling it bottom 10 round.
because the bottom 10 are playing the bottom 10.
Yeah, but I think, as Marnie said earlier,
Yeah, so
top
round
8 round's better.
Round 9 will see all top 8 teams play each other. This is the 6th time this has happened in the top 8 era. So Carlton play Melbourne, Geelong play Port, Fremantle play Sydney, and Essendon play GWS.
Wow.
That's pretty exciting.
It is. It really sets us up for what could be a proper rip snorter slobber knocker of a week.
Yeah. That's what they should have called it.
Yeah.
Snobber locker.
Snobber locker.
round.
Yeah.
Snobber locker round.
Yeah, you sound just like Jim Ross. Now, yes, and the D's teams have just come. D's and Carlton teams have just come out, which we'll get to very shortly when AFL 360 decides to bring them up on the screen in front of me.
I will bring them up for you.
Is it a good week? Like, do you feel like Geelong Port have they played already?
No.
I feel like they
Surely
have.
not.
Fremantle, Sydney is probably, we'll go through this, shall
Yeah.
we?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's shall. Sorry.
Tonight,
I don't know.
tonight, folks, we have. Don't go to the movies tonight. Go and see Planet of the Apes when you can. But I want you at home or at the G tomorrow night for Carlton versus Melbourne. First, I want to hear from you both. How many are going to attend this?
Ooh.
90,000?
No.
No? Because a bunch of Melbourne people won't show?
Yeah.
Thursday nights are harder. Can I tell you? I went to a cafe on Monday, and walked in. Actually, it could have been yesterday. Walked into a cafe and we talking. People started talking footy, and this bloke was like, he went for Richmond. He was saying, "Oh, Tigers, yeah, we're not looking good." And sorry, I had a Melbourne jumper. He's like, "Melbourne could win, yeah, but was upset. It's annoying about the 50,000. It's a bit pathetic, isn't it?"
Yeah.
And I went, "There was 30,000 at your game." And he went, "Oh yeah. I did that for a while. But then also, so I would, that is just to say, yeah, Melbourne don't turn up to stuff, but Carlton turn up to
No,
everything.
Melbourne
Yeah.
show up to stuff. They're just not one of the big 3, right? So
Correct.
are we suggesting that for 90,000 you need it to be Collingwood, Carlton, Collingwood,
Yeah, chuck Essendon in there. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. I reckon like 70.
70?
And that
70
is
would
me
be
being
huge.
optimistic.
Yeah, so how does
yeah,
it
it is
work? Brad?
Thursday.
For it to be only in inverted commas 70, would that mean that a lot of the MCC wouldn't come or the AFL members wouldn't come, or because because that's usually what stops it being a sellout, right?
Well, it can be a sellout, but the crowd can be low.
Yeah, that's
Because,
what I'm saying. Like you probably can't buy a ticket to this, right?
From
I assume you
Yeah?
could buy
Okay.
tickets.
From my days at the G, if every seat is full, I think the MCG is like 82,000 or something like that. Because 18,000 in corporates and standing rooms and things like that.
We have a work colleague, me and Broden, and she barracks for Collingwood. And she, every Monday morning, is desperately trying to buy tickets, like desperately. And she, even though she's a member and she can't get tickets, but then it doesn't sell out their games. That's what always blows out my mind.
The Anzac Day game's like, this is my Tay-Tay.
Yeah.
She was getting all of us on the computers trying to buy her tickets.
Well, like Arsenal Women for me is my Eras tour.
Yeah, that'd be sick.
Yeah, that'll be great. Is that next week or the week after?
Yeah, it's 2 days after your Tottenham game. I'm just trying to keep my expectations
Yeah.
because we don't know who's coming.
Yeah, no teams yet.
Enough of the EPL this year. Poor old Tottenham's dropped off and not playing
what
anymore.
happened?
They're bad at soccer.
Needs to come back to Melbourne to learn how to
That's
defend
right.
a ball, am I right?
Yeah, that's well said, Marns.
Thanks.
Bang on.
Okay, so for this game, who are you both tipping?
Do you want me to read the ins and outs for you?
Yes,
Please.
please.
Kemp, McGovern, Hollins, Martin.
In?
Huge ins. You're fucked, mate.
Yeah. McGovern.
Bowie's in for Laurie.
And that's it.
Yeah. So that is some reasonably good ins for Carlton, I would say.
Say
Yeah.
the 4 ins again.
Kemp, who I don't know. McGovern, who I think is good on their best day. Hollins, who I think is great. And Martin, who is obviously one of the better small forwards in the game, IMO. Should have stayed at Goldie.
Ooh.
Yeah, so are you going to tip Carlton?
I haven't thought about it yet.
D's coming off a 5-day break.
I thought we were talking footy in general, you know. I hadn't really thought about this game yet. Who are you guys tipping?
I've tipped Melbourne, but my tips have been trash, so I would tip Carlton if I was you.
Yeah, I'm tipping Carlton.
I'm tipping Carlton too. It hurts me, but I think Carlton.
I'm tipping Carlton because the 5-day turnaround, folks.
Fair enough.
It's tough.
It should be a good game. And then
Yeah,
next
it'd be a grouse game.
Friday night, there's 2 games on Friday night. There's 7-10 at GMHBA. I'm done. Geelong versus Port. No one tipping Port on the AFL at 4% tipping Port Adelaide. No chance for them. It's because Cardinia Park is very thin and differently shaped to other ovals. And Port no one goes down there and wins. Who's the last team to win at Cardinia Park that wasn't Geelong?
I mean, they lose there all the time, don't they? Like,
Geelong?
Not all the time, but every now and then they lose.
No, I
it's
don't
the
think so.
Fortress.
Yeah.
Like what, they've never lost a game there.
No, off the top of my head, I can't think of it.
All right, you guys
I mean,
talk.
not
I'll Google.
this year at least, anyway. They've only lost one game.
I'm getting Geelong people telling me in the last, say, minute that Geelong CBD is a safe Labor seat.
Oh, right. So it's not a swing thing.
I don't know.
I was asking the question. I want it to be clear. I didn't know.
Historically, Orange go down there and dominate. Fremantle.
Orange are good on the road.
Orange are good. Orange don't care.
Smoke anywhere or free smoke, yeah.
But he's injured.
What does that mean?
What does smoke mean? Free smoke.
And then if you're not paying for it, what does that
We
mean?
talked about this at the time.
What is it?
A bit of action, you know?
Smoke. Free
Yeah.
smoke.
Yeah, it's a
Like
bit of
smoke where
action.
there's smoke, there's fire.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a little bit
Why
of
didn't you say free fire?
action. So I think the threat,
fire.
if I was to adjective it into a threat, it would be like, do you want the smoke, Kent? You want this smoke, Kent? It's for free, Kent.
Enough of that. You're getting me upset.
Yeah, well, I was showing you how it might be used as a threat.
I can see how effective it can be.
Yeah, exactly. You want this smoke,
Free
mate?
smoke. It's what the kids say.
Yes,
Yeah,
exactly.
okay.
And you're in your 20s.
Yeah, I am.
You should be saying smoke.
Okay.
What else is the other thing they say?
So they lose here all the time. I don't know what you guys are talking about.
When's the last time
They lost 3 games ago to the Western Bulldogs.
No, they
Cardinia?
didn't.
Yeah, 104-79
What are you
in
talking
round
about?
24, 2023.
Oh, 2023.
Oh, okay. Last year's.
Last year
No.
doesn't count.
Then do you want me to tell you? So they've beaten North, beaten St Kilda, lost to Bulldogs,
You said 3 games
beaten
ago.
Port.
Yeah.
But yeah, at Cardinia.
Right.
Yeah. Beaten Essendon down there, beaten North down there, beat Melbourne down there, beat GWS
Sounds
down
like
there.
they beat a lot of clubs
beat
down there.
Adelaide down there, beat Sydney by 100 points down there.
That Melbourne one
Beat
was
West
2
Coast
years
down
ago.
there, beat St Kilda. Yeah, we're up to round 21, 2022.
You're saying beat St Kilda down there. St
Yeah.
Kilda beat them down there.
No, in round 21, 2022, St Kilda lost by 60 points. So they've only lost once in the last 2 years, it looks like.
Whoa.
Yeah, so they don't lose at Cardinia Park. I thought that's the argument that
They
we were
lost to
going with.
Freo in round 7, 2022. That was the second time they lost down there.
Fortress.
It is a fortress.
A wealthy fortress. So I guess it's they're going to do what they do down there. Do you know my prediction for that game though? If I can drill into it a little bit,
Please.
Tom Hawkins 6 goals
Really?
Bounce back.
because he hasn't kicked a goal for 4 weeks.
Yeah.
And it's his special game. He's overtaking Selwood for the most games played for Geelong.
Correct.
nice.
Games record holder.
Yeah, he'll kick 6 goals.
Melbourne beat them there in round 23, 2021, Broden.
I know. I remember. It's the very famous game.
That was
there
the third last time
It was a COVID game. No one in the stands.
Oh, was it that time?
It was where they got ahead by quite a fair bit. Stengel was great that game. All Australian year. No, the year later was All Australian. The ball is coming up the boundary. There's like 40 seconds left. Looks like the game's over. We come from the clouds and kick 10 goals. Then the ball is going out of bounds on the full. Close. It goes over the close, punches it into the empty stands, which is a 50. So a Melbourne staff member runs, gets the ball, throws it back. Lever takes the 50, kicks it straight on the chest of Gawn. Siren. After the siren, we win. We finish on the top of the ladder.
I remember this.
2021.
Yeah. That was very exciting.
I screamed a lot.
I
It was a very
bet.
special moment.
I'm going to tip Port.
Really? Oh, yeah, because you're doing whack around.
Yeah, I like Port. I think
Yeah, fair enough.
they are flaky as though.
They're so flaky and they should be good.
Yeah, exactly. I think they're a better team than Geelong, but they don't play as well. How does that work?
Can anyone explain to me why Friday night there's 2 games?
Well, why not?
Well, one's in Perth, Broden, and Perth is, even though it says 8:30 here, it'll be like 4 hours after because of the time difference.
Yeah, it'll be 8:30 here.
But over there, it'll be like
Oh my
midnight or
God,
something.
8:30 start? That is so late.
Yeah, or
No,
it's
thank you.
or 5:30 in Perth. So imagine that.
It must be a public holiday, right?
Well, I don't know. Maybe
You couldn't do that otherwise. I'll Google it.
It could be, but it's Fremantle versus Sydney. You know, my mind and heart and
Sorry,
body.
it's just Beck's whispering, and I feel like she's saying Bastille Day at me, and I don't think that's correct. Mother's Day.
But that's not a public holiday.
That's not a public holiday.
I prefer us still saying that it's Bastille's Day.
Perth is taking a break for the French day of celebration. My whole soul says to tip Sydney,
Oh, I'm tipping Sydney 100%.
but Freo could, home game.
No public holidays.
No public holidays. I think it's just weird because it's just interesting. I don't know why they've done it.
Yeah, I'll tip Swans as well.
Saturday at the 11th of May, University of Tasmania. Ever heard of it? Hawthorn are playing St Kilda. This is a strange one, right? Because I think people forget about the strength of playing in Tasmania for these two teams who play in Tasmania. Hawthorn's only got 27% of the voting.
Oh, I'm tipping Hawthorn.
Yeah. Saners are flaky. Mm-hmm. Flaky Saners.
Yeah.
Lost last week to... No, they won. Who'd they beat? Beat North.
Yeah, well.
Beat North at Marvel. Hawthorn off a win. I'm going to tip Saints.
I'm going to tip Hawthorn, I think.
I've
You're
tipped
tipping
Hawthorn.
Hawthorn. Love it, Marns. Love it. They were so much better on Sunday. I'm just hoping they can carry that form in.
Yeah.
And me and Marns don't tip the Saints, so...
And it's Wanganeen Miller's 50th, I'm pretty sure.
That was quick.
What was quick?
That to get to 50, he's there.
I know, that's what I thought. Yeah.
it second
it's
year?
so exciting to see
Third year. Yeah.
young'uns already at 50.
Yeah, that's what they need to do. They just need to get the that little core playing as many games together as humanly possible.
He's so good.
At the best time of the week for game time, 4:30 on Saturday, Marvel Stadium. Marnie, are you going? Essendon, GWS. Mm-hmm. Red Richmond versus Orange.
I am genuinely very excited about this. And I think that either Essendon or GWS can win it, which is always a very exciting place to sit.
Love your optimism.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
How many-
You
how-
don't think GWS can do it, do you?
what's the last time the Bombers were defeated now? It's a while ago now, yes?
Last week.
No.
So it goes
Excuse
win,
me?
draw, win, loss. So 5 weeks ago.
Yeah, because they had that amazing win over West Coast by a single goal.
Yes. Because of
word.
silly Crips. Silly Crips from West Coast.
Oh, the draw.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you're undefeated.
West Coast draw, and then they beat Adelaide by 3 points. Remember when they beat Western Bulldogs by 29 points on my birthday? But then the one before that was when they lost by 70 points.
This is all to say for me that I think they're due for a loss, and more importantly, GWS are desperate for a win now. So I have to go Giants. I'm sorry, Marnie.
Yeah, Giants easily. 50 points, I reckon.
It'll be a great game to go to. Are you,
Yeah.
are you working this?
No, I'm not working.
Is this
gonna go?
easy to get
Yeah, I'm
tickets
going.
to?
Yeah, do you want to come?
Yeah, I might try and take my son.
Oh, yes.
It's my last day with him
take
for
your
a
son?
few weeks, you know. So
Why don't you-
nice.
So you don't want me to take your child off?
No, I do. Yeah, it'd be so much fun.
Okay.
Saturday night at the MCG, Richmond Bulldogs.
Oh wait, before we move on,
Yes.
Callan Ward 300 games.
Oh,
That's
wow.
so 300.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
because did you
huge.
see the GWS are trolling all of us by posting things that didn't exist when he debuted, like TikTok and Instagram and One Direction.
That's funny as.
good job, Jacob.
Sam Taylor 100 games.
Great.
Great. Congratulations, Sam Taylor, on 100 together. That's
Sam
400.
Kelly, as we call him here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Richmond or Doggies? Doggies have to win this.
Yeah, tip doggies.
But you never know. The like if it was if it was purely based on energy and can they fight back, then you could tip Richmond. But their full forward is McKelty Lafau at the moment, who is a mid-sized forward and is playing incredibly.
He
Like
is.
he played against the captain or one of Fremantle's best players in Alex Pearce, and he kicked 2 goals on him in game 5 or 6 for him. Like he's playing out of his skin, and I love him. But unfortunately, they just don't have enough players.
I would agree wholeheartedly with that.
You're right. I'll tip Richmond.
Oh yeah, good job.
Because it's dire if Bulldogs lose that.
Speaking of golden eras, Gold Coast are about to enter their golden era when they head to Darwin, which is their fortress.
That's cool.
And they're starting it off with a real challenge by playing North Melbourne in Darwin
That's going to be so brutal.
TIO Stadium. Gold Coast by 1 billion points, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Are North going to win a game?
yes, they will.
Is it going to be Essendon?
It could be this one, right? It'll be the game where no one tips them, but
Do you reckon it's going to be Melbourne?
It could be, right? I mean, they did it against us last year. They smashed Gold Coast by what was it, 40 points last year, and to lose Harley Reid.
Oh, yeah.
So they could easily smash us again. I don't think so in Darwin, but
Just imagine how different things would have gone if that game went differently and Harley Reid's not.
I know. Although McKercher's been fucking fire the last couple of weeks, but yes,
Not Harley Reid.
No, not quite Harley Reid.
Harley Reid is a generational gentleman.
Yeah, I rate McKercher as well. I'm just for the North fans. McKercher's sick also.
We already
The
went
North-
through all the Planet of the Apes thing for the North fans.
Larky. That's our hot scoop for the week. Larky saw Planet of the Apes.
And he's tall.
What the hell is this game? This is what I'm most interested in.
Are you gonna go to
Explain this to me. 1 p.m. Marvel Stadium,
Marvel.
Collingwood West Coast. This is like AI.
What's odd about this?
Well, Collingwood at Marvel.
Yeah, don't they have to play like 2 home games there or something? Isn't it a contract thing?
Yeah, but they got 150 million fans.
Yeah, totally. They probably tried to upgrade this, right?
Probably.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm going to tip West Coast.
Fuck yeah, man.
Harley Reid's
Yeah,
going to
me too.
destroy Nick Dacos.
Yeah, you convinced
Get
me.
out of here.
I'm tipping Collingwood.
I'm tipping West Coast.
I'm tipping
Let's
West
do it.
Coast too. Marns, me and you, same wavelength.
Yeah,
I kind of
yeah.
want to
Except
go
for
to
on
this.
those other games.
This is like a lunar eclipse. I kind of want to go to this game.
Yeah,
It
you
would
should.
be so much fun. I'm working this game.
Are you eating a veggie pasty?
Yeah.
Just walking around going, why? What is this? Why are they here?
Huh?
Yeah, like Richmond at the peak when Dim was like, mate, I hate coming here.
Yeah.
But Craig McRae will be like, oh yeah, no, we're happy to play wherever, and we really like it.
No. Annoyingly upbeat all the time.
Yeah.
No, he's great. We love him.
Sunday at 4 p.m, the last game of the round. I'll be in here doing a podcast with someone.
Sorry. Someone just said without Elliot Yeo or Waterford.
Yeah, apparently the whole forward line's out, right?
Oh,
because
well, maybe I take back my
no, Maya check.
very courageous
Yeah,
tip.
our mate's out as well.
Maya checks out. I think a lot of it is actively going, we're playing a waffle.
Yes, you were talking
That's
about.
what gets you. When you go in with the mindset of we're playing a waffle, then you...
Yes, you were talking about West Coast outs, but we were talking about Collingwood outs. So we sort of
Cancel
go and
each
Waterman
other.
West Coast players. And then we immediately pivoted to all these Collingwood forwards are out as well. Yeah.
That's why this game's at Marvel, because they're like, no one's playing.
Okay.
It's the pink.
Yeah.
It's to Taylor Swift, the pink to Taylor Swift. Pink plays Marvel. Taylor Swift plays the MCG.
So in this context, my check is Taylor Swift and his replacement is Pink.
Well, it's like, has less interesting socially at the moment games are played. Middle-aged mums love Collingwood West Coast.
What's wrong with middle-aged mums?
Nothing, but
Why? Okay.
cool young people
Okay.
go to the MCG for.
Which games in the MCG this week?
They're
Richmond
Bulldogs Richmond. That's the Tay-Tay. Bulldogs Richmond is the Tay-Tay.
Okay.
Adelaide Oval, Adelaide Brisbane. It's a really interesting game. Kind of like the something a bit trendy, like a Mumford and Sons.
You know what?
Oh.
I can't think of it.
I know. I was like Sabrina Carpenter, Jonas Brothers. Everything's coming to my head. I was like, none of this is gonna.
Adelaide Brisbane is the Jonas Brothers of football games.
Yeah.
In
I
that
think
it's
people can relate to that.
not
comment.
lots of nice boys.
People will understand what they mean.
Totally. We didn't cover Gold Coast Brisbane because it was on really late on Sunday.
Do you want to?
It was good.
No, but I
Gold
would
Coast
just-
won.
I would just say that although Brisbane won and won convincingly, they didn't do much to impress me, to be honest.
all of the injuries.
Yeah, it was
Do you see
brutal.
that? It's brutal.
Yeah, I think they had 2 on the bench by the end, I think, out of
They
5.
did.
Yeah.
Literally, like within the first quarter, it was like they'd lost 4 players.
Yeah, no, it was bizarre.
horrible.
And despite that fact,
They smashed
They
your team by
decimated.
50 points.
This is what Gold Coast does historically. We just don't show up occasionally, like against North last
that's
year.
Well, I think
okay.
after the first few games, you haven't really shown up this season.
Yeah, that's probably true,
I think
Miles.
you've run out of steam a little bit.
Yeah, which we always do as well. So it makes a lot of sense. But Brisbane weren't that good, IMO, to be honest.
wow.
Neil was really good and other players were awesome, but yeah,
Wow.
didn't do much to convince me, to be honest.
Wow. That's his corn of the week.
Yep.
That was the corn moment of the week.
And I do want to say that because I read the comment out that said Waterford. I do know his name is Waterman.
Yes.
But I was reading the comment out.
That's why I got confused and thought you were talking about Collingwood. And that's why I was apologising for pivoting so quickly away from what you said.
Could the AFL would it drum up a bit more press if they kind of, if 2 teams started just dropping diss tracks
Yep.
at each other for
I
a
would
week?
love it. Oh my God, I would love it.
If Carlton was put out a diss track on Collingwood, and then 6 hours later, Collingwood was like we were prepared, and then they diss back.
And we leaked you the wrong info, so your diss track is. But
Should
we
we
can't
do
even
it?
have Sam Draper making a joke, so no, we can't have this one.
But is there a rival podcast that we can do a diss track of? Can we do a diss track of
Zach and Mish's Leguizamo Rama.
Yeah, that would be ideal.
That's Zach from our Auntie Donna does a weekly podcast where they watch a movie with John Leguizamo in it and talk about it. You could diss them,
yeah.
but I don't want to.
Yeah.
What would you like to? Would you like to diss Real Footy?
Yeah.
For the
yeah.
H?
No.
Jake Nile, I'm calling
No. I love
Great.
all of my colleagues.
Yes, absolutely. And who are you tipping for Adelaide Brisbane, everyone?
Adelaide.
Who did I tip for this?
I think this should be
hard.
a ripper.
I hope so. It's going to be a good game or just a horrible game to watch, and I think it might be the latter.
You think it'll be horrible?
Could. I've tipped Brisbane.
Congratulations. Is that folder you got there? Is that the age tips?
Yeah.
Can you go in and change other people's tips?
I could technically, yes.
You should do that. That's funny as.
That's really funny.
Should we
do it-
change Kane Corns' tips?
Yes.
No.
No one cares. No one cares what he's tipping. Great. Well, that's all the tips for this week. I'm going to take Adelaide as my roughie actually, and say and give that a shot.
I think
That's
they
funny.
definitely have a shot.
It's funny that, you call them roughy when they're 72%, like that's crazy.
All right, I'm tipping Brisbane.
No, you know what I mean? It's just interesting that,
Yeah.
you're like, that's not an obvious tip
No, but-
when other people do.
No, Brisbane are too injured. I got to tip Adelaide. Thank you everyone for joining us this week.
Yeah, thank you.
Enjoy the footy. Marnie, good to see you. Tom,
Likewise.
goodbye forever. Anything you want to say to them before you leave?
No, I finally can speak my mind. Fuck is, I'm never coming back.
Oh my God. Oh my God. All right, folks. Thanks, Marns. We'll see you soon. Enjoy the footy this week. Bounce that pill.
Oh, no. Yeah, good.
No, but don't stop
don't
recording.
do it, because we just do a little bit of after love.
Yeah.
Bit of
Thank you,
after love.
Beck.
Thank
It was
you.
weird because as soon as he said bounce that pill, it went to tipping on
Was
my
that
screen,
alright?
which was weird.
That was great.
Yeah.
Okay.
That
was a really good episode. I think you're very funny.
I'm surprised that you sound surprised by that.
No, you were very funny.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah, really good stuff.
Thank you everyone for watching. It's good to still have you here. What about Tom's sign? We talked about it on the Sunday pod. I'll probably still put the sign up next week in memoriam of Tom.
Yeah, you can build a little whole chapel here.
I'm gonna.
I'll bring a flower.
Yeah, Beck, come in, Beck. I'm gonna bring in Beck Petratis is going to be helping this
Skedaddle.
this next week or so with the podcast she's going to be helping put stuff up and do the streaming. Beck, what are your top 5 things about footy?
I love how funny the balls are shaped.
Yes.
Yeah, genuinely,
I love
that's
that.
like a huge part of it.
It's a
'cause
huge
so
part of it.
unpredictable.
Look at that. I love how easy they are to fill up.
Have you ever filled one up?
No.
How do you know?
Do you know what? Maybe that's a fun adventure for me next week.
Well, it's
Okay,
like,
maybe next week we can just bring in all these different sized balls and fill them up.
that's good
That's
content.
the pod, just it'll be really calming to listen to. I love that it's laced up, kind of like, you know, those like Met Gala dresses at the back.
Oh, yeah.
That's not footy talk.
Snatched.
Ooh.
I think the issue that and 2 more things. I love pie,
Pies
Yeah.
at the footy.
and I think Marvel Stadium's okay.
Me too. I'm a big supporter of Marvel
Nah,
Stadium.
you're crazy.
Okay.
Now, I want to talk to you too, Beck, about now you had a certain dessert last night, and I want to talk to an audience. The chances that they're still here are very low, but I called out chim nuts. And Marnie, have you had chim nuts?
I've never heard of chin nuts.
Chim nuts.
Chim.
I had chim nuts, and Beck had chim nuts.
I had chim nuts.
If you don't know what chim nuts is a donut that they kind of cook on a wooden stick. So then they pull it out, and it's like a chimney, and then they fill it with soft serve and creams. And
Oh,
things.
that's so sweet.
Mine was full of mud cake,
Oh, babe.
chocolate custard with soft serve on top.
That's so much.
It is so much. I ate it
Mine
over
doesn't
2
like
days. So I
sweeties.
ate it, half of it, then I put it in the fridge. And this morning I ate it, and I messaged Broden. I said, "Do you know what's delicious? Yesterday's chim nuts." And
But-
I think that's a beautiful sentence.
For context.
It's an interesting sentence. I'll give you that.
Yesterday's chim nuts.
Yesterday's chim nuts. What I will say though is I don't believe it to be too big for one sitting.
No.
If you remove say what you had before you had chim nuts.
You had a souvlaki, right?
Oh, I did. No, yeah, I went to Stalactites and I had a souvlaki.
Oh,
and
I
Delage
mean,
chips.
your poor intestines.
Yeah, I wanted to really challenge them. That was my game.
Give them something to
rather
fight
than-
for.
Yeah. But what were you going to say about chim nuts? I think we should always shout out chim nuts.
Yeah, I would
you
love
get
Wait, where do you,
Chim
is it a chim nut place? Where do you go to get a
Chim
There's
nuts.
2 chim nuts
Yeah.
places.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
One in Burke Street and then one in some weird
Now
thing.
I'm gonna it's not in Burke Street, it's in
Oh, I'm
Chinatown.
so sorry.
Oh,
It's a little work, yeah.
Little
Oh,
Burke.
it's Little Burke. Okay, my mistake.
And chim nuts. Chim
Maybe
nuts.
we could start
chimney, donuts, chim nuts.
Yeah, no, I understand now.
We should start a beef with chim nuts.
No, I don't. I like chim nuts.
No,
Yeah, but this is what you guys don't understand about the hip hop beefs is they all come together and do collabs and it all helps each other's careers.
I think Drake and Kendrick genuinely
Yeah.
hate each other.
Yeah, but Drake's done this like 18 times. Like maybe,
Yeah.
but it's also happened so much.
Kendrick said some things that are probably.
So did Meek Mill. Like, go Google what Meek Mill said about him. Like, and then they're friends and they tour together. Like, I will wait and see on that. I think they'll become friends.
There's Tom's hot take. As
Yeah.
he goes away for 2 weeks, he's dropping truths.
It's just a very smart marketing technique for two artists.
All right, folks, we'll get out of here.
Wait. Thank you, Mac D, for becoming a member.
Thank you, Mac D.
You're a legend, Mac
I
D.
really appreciate it, Mac D. Thank you, everyone, for sticking around. We're getting a nice, consistent amount of people here every week on Wednesday nights who are telling me that they like this little check-in every week, and it's nice. And thank you for being a nice community who say nice things.
Yeah, thank you. I genuinely appreciate you all very, very much.
Yes.
Also, hi, Mum and Dad.
Who's your team, Beck?
Richmond.
Get out of here.
Yeah.
Get out of
I'll leave
here.
before
Take
I
your
start.
chim nuts and get out.
Yeah, you're for chim nuts. All right. Speak to you later. Have a great week. Bounce pill.